How's it going, everyone? I've got something special today. It's the AI lead magnet generator, or a digital product generator, if you will. So the way it works is really simple. Just have to include your name, your age, your specific skill set, and the specific circumstances that supports your skill set, and then your email address. Now, let me show you how it works. Right now, I put my name, my age, my skill set, which is fitness, weightlifting, cardio, and fat loss. Well, it's actually something else, but I think for the sake of argument, I'm just gonna put those skills and the specific circumstances or environment. It's gonna be I like no code like at an end, but my passion is fitness. So I really hope that this digital product or lead magnet is gonna generate solution to the problems that is related to the fitness and how we can use no code like NNN to support that the main skill sets. And then once it's finished, it's gonna be sent to my email address, which is andika.smart.08@gmail.com. So I'm gonna click submit, and within minutes we're gonna have the results straight away. Right. Now the process is finished. As you can see that we got new email. So this is a document that was generated by AI, and then that is shared directly to my email as I specified earlier in the beginning. Okay, let's click, and we got this fat loss program, and the title itself is actually quite compelling. The document only has 6 pages, not 10 pages, as I said earlier. But then again, it might be variable depending on the type of content. And this document has got probably 8 chapters. And let's have a look. So the first one is talking about the problems and this, like a normal situation that normal people have when they try to lose weight. And the second chapter is talking about the reasons why people are failing or stop doing the fat loss program. And then after that, the chapter 3 start to go to the solution. And if you go all the way to the you know the later chapters, as you can see that they've got solutions that can be implemented by the people who've got kind of a weight problems. This workflow is not inherently difficult. There are 3 important components that makes up this content. The first one is the content generated by ChatGPT 5.2, and the second one is Reddit. So yes, this content is actually from the real people who are having the real problems. So this workflow can scrape the content from Reddit. And the third one is from Tavily. We know that from my other video that if you want to get reliable references, Tavily can help you with this. So if you're interested, the full workflow is going to be linked by the end of the video. So stay tuned. So the workflow is quite simple. So I'm going to break it down to 2 parts. So the first part is the problem finders, and the second part is the solutions generations, right? And so if we have a look at this, for the problem finders, we got 3 types of the components that define the problem. So the first is the AI itself. So in this case, I'm using GPT 5.2. That's the newest model at the moment. And then I'm gonna go to Reddit and do the scraping to find the problem that are encountered by the real people based on the topic that we specified. And then the third one is from Tavily. So from Tavily is basically just like a literature study by finding the correct references to explore about these kind of problems and then create the summary based on the 3 components. And then we will have like the summarize of the problem. Now let's have a look at the form. So if I click the form, we've got a couple of components in here. So the first one is the name, and the type is text basically, and then we don't put the placeholder and default value. They are essentially required, but it's not really that important. And then the age is going to be number, so you're going to have to put number in it. And then the third one is going to be skill set. So this is basically the skill set. Now, look, um, if I'm honest with you, if you create something like this has to be aligned with your skill set, true skill set. Why? Because once you got the generated content from the AI, it's always a good practice for you to check whether the AI is actually aligned or not, whether it is actually aligned with the skill set that you have. You don't want to sell something that is not aligned with your skill set, especially that what you sell is actually not true. You know, it is really not ethical at all. So you have to define this. So I think I'm gonna make it required for the field. And then the third one is specific environment. So I'm gonna change that into specific circumstances, or maybe just additional information. Okay. And what else? And then your email address, because you're gonna be sharing the generated document to your email address. Okay, I think that's all for this. And then it will create a new Google document, and we're going to need this for the ID, because next time when we want to dump we want to upload the generated content, it's going to be to that document, and we need the ID. So the second one is going to be the AI agent. Okay, so the AI agent itself, so I think if I go to the submission, so this is not specific environment anymore, it's going to be so if I click this, and I'm gonna copy this additional information, right? It's gonna be copy, and we go to AI agent. Okay, now it's gonna be something like this. I think that's about right. So this one is gonna be defined below. So the input is gonna be defined below based on the on form submission, and we got three components: age, skills, and the specific environment. Yeah, additional information, if you will. From this, now we have to specify the system message. So okay, how about this one then? Maybe you don't really want to download anything from my description, but if you do, then it's easier. It's actually in the description. So if you don't want to, I'm gonna um you know maximize the window, and then you can pause here if you want to copy it, if you want to write it down yourself. um okay, and then the system message, I'm gonna do the same. So if you want to pause, please pause. So the system message is gonna be like, your job is to suggest what problems that the user with the age and skill set can possibly solve, and the target is to create digital product in a PDF solution that people can buy to implement themselves. Now, um the output of this is essentially the in JSON format, which is three, just like I explained earlier. So we got the AI analysis, which is from the AI itself, and then from the Reddit summary, where the system is going to do the Reddit scraping, and then the third one is going to be from Tavily, right? Now, from this, it's not enough. So basically, what we need to do is, apart from defining the model, is we need to also enable the specific output format, because we don't want this to be like a string. We want this to be like a JSON, so that the output of the AI agent is going to be in JSON format that we can basically drag and drop to another components of NNN. So let's have a look at the structure format, and we got this AI analysis, Reddit summary, and Tavily summary, and then this is going to be the JSON format. Now, as for tools, I've got two tools that I'm using. So the first one is the research Reddit. So essentially, it's just a new kind of a workflow that I put here, but unfortunately, I can't put the Tafily on the same kind of a workflow. So I'm gonna, go to that file specifically. So for the Reddit itself, you know, to enable Reddit on NNN is there are some steps. So I promise you, I'm gonna create like a video for that. Then I'll be back to this video and link the new video specifically for Reddit scraping in the description. So stay tuned. So the first one is gonna be so if you want to add the tool, it's going to be call and workflow tool, right? So I've got this one, and then I got it from the list because it's already there, right? Which is actually from the same kind of a workflow, and then it will directly go to the when executed by another workflow. And if you okay, so if I click this, we will have two kinds of JSON inputs that we need. So the first one is the subreddit, and then the second one is keyword. So this is just an example. Now, if I click the agent again one more time, and if I go to the expression, right? Uh, okay, so I specify that in this system message that you're gonna have to use the Reddit and the Tavily search basically to kind of get more information from those tools. And if we click this, we also get the description. This is actually very helpful with the AI as well. When is the AI going to use this specific tool, and you got two inputs as specified from the uh, what we call that, like the trigger in JSON. And from this, I basically ask the AI to um, define the model by themselves now. And then from there, it's going to go to Reddit. Okay. So, this is a bit long for this. So I'm going to make a video specifically for Reddit. And then the resource is going to be post. And then it's going to search, right? And then the location is subreddit. So you will have two inputs. The first one is subreddit, and then the keyword. And then these are basically from the AI. And then I limit that to only 10 posts, right? If you want more, great. But I've heard that Reddit has some kind of a credit. I don't want to burn the credit. And I think 10 posts is actually good enough already. Now, I've got this if. If means if the problem itself has got upvotes, that means it's the problem that people are also having, right? It's a popular post essentially. That's what I like from Reddit. If your post is great, then you will get it's discovered, and then you can kind of see that from the upvote. Whilst something like YouTube, LinkedIn, even if you create a good post, if you're not really exposed, then you're not gonna get likes or views. Yeah. And then after that is the if the text is not empty, then we will basically filter the result from the Reddit. There are a little bit of a kind of a process because the outputs from Reddit are a lot, you know. So we are only interested in getting the information about the upvotes, and then after that the size of the subreddit, and then the original post, and the date. We don't want this to be too long, but then again, it doesn't really matter for this. And then the URL of the original post, and from there we do a little bit of a custom code to ensure that we only get the original post, and the original post is going to be an array, and we want to combine all the array into one chunk of string so that the AI can just simply summarize the whole post. We use OpenAI message model. If I maximize this, just to create the summary of this. Now from this, excuse me. Now from this, we will get the summary, and then from this is gonna come back to the AI agent, and then it will create the summary. And then for the Tavily, okay, this is the workflow from the Tavily, and the input is only one thing, which is this one, and it will go to Tavily. In my previous video about the report generator, it actually explains about how we can connect to Tavily. It's very simple. Reddit isn't really that simple, so that's why I need a new video, because it's going to take probably like 10 minutes or something. And from here, we have the inputs from the JSON that we specified earlier, which is again is from the AI. And then the options are going to be something like this. It's going to be general, and then the depth is going to be advanced, and the chunk per source is going to be 3, and then the maximum results is going to be 10. So I limit everything to 10. I don't want to burn the credits anyway, and 10 is actually good enough. And then from that we will split out the results, because essentially from Tavily, that you can see that from here, right? We will have a lot of results. I just want to get the results. That includes the URL, title, content, score, to just to find uh, the good kind of quality of the references, right? And then from there, I have this to kind of combine them into one kind of a string, right? And so that it's, because if it's an array, then they're gonna, the AI tool, the message model is just gonna process that one by one. I want them to be combined into one chunk, and then from there, let the AI agent, in this case is GPT 5.1. We can change that to 5.2 to become like a one summarized kind of references or content, and then it will come back to the main AI. And the second part is going to be the content generation, the solution generation. So I'm going to click the AI agent. Now we have three inputs basically, from the AI analysis and the Reddit summary and the Tavily summary. And from there, they are basically the input for the AI. And if we go, before we go further, so if I can click this, as you can see that, right? So the AI agent that I'm using to generate the content is essentially GPT 5.2. You can use something else, it's really up to you, but this is one of the best, I think, this new use as well. Now, um, okay, so let's have a look at the system message, right? So this is quite long already. And what I want is essentially HTML sort of format of the content. The reason why is because I want to push this HTML to the Google Docs, right? And then from there, we can get like a beautiful and formatted sort of like a content. And if you got the Google Docs, then you can do whatever you like with it. If you want to use Canva to, create like the background format and whatever it is, that you can do it. Right. So essentially, what happened here is, when the AI creates the content, what is needed is essentially the content that is engaging, the content that is defining the problems, the common problems uh, that people are having, based on the searches, basically from the Reddit and the Tafily and the AI as well. And when creates the output, it has to be, you know, like engaging people to kind of, follow my solutions. So basically that. And also it's very important to, when creating content, you gotta have to write it in a way that it's actually building trust, through the honesty and reframing, right? And then also identify the deep psychological pain points. This is very important. Okay, that it doesn't really matter, because we do believe that AI sometimes can um, you know make stuff, and we don't really like that, right? So it's very important, when you got the generated content, you gonna have to come back and check the content again to ensure that the content is actually truthful, and not something that is not doesn't exist, yeah. So okay, now it's quite long. I think if you are interested, again, it's gonna be, the link is gonna be in the description below. Okay, so after that, we do not need to output specific format, because it's gonna be in HTML already. And again, my previous video has the link to the original tutorial from Jono. I think I'm gonna link that again one more time, because that's very, very useful. Thanks, Jono. And the last thing is gonna be share the file using the Google Drive, right, from the email that we got previously. So if I click this, I've got the ID, right, of the Google Docs, and um, and then I will share this. So basically, the operation is gonna be share, right, and then you will have this options. then the role is going to be writer, not just only reader, because you want to edit the file anyway. I think it's best for you to kind of download it if you want to. And then the type is going to be user, and then this is basically from the note on form submission note that we have earlier, and that's going to be the email address. Once you have that, you also need to specify the message, and yeah, I think that's it. That's all how it works. So I can't believe that I've been rambling for 20 minutes straight, and I can't imagine how long it's going to take if we included the notes one by one. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys learned something from this, and see you later.